Hey guys, how's it going? Captain Foley with you here. Let's get this lined up good. So, just doing another live hangout and chat. Hopefully, you guys are having a good weekend, a good Saturday so far. And let's see, hopefully, we get some people in to chat with me today. Shuffle that over maybe a little. There you go. So anyway, guys, hey, there's Jill. Hey, Jill. Hey, everyone, number one sci-fi. Hello, and Discovery is awesome. Yeah, number one's been watching Discovery and really enjoying it, which is good. There's a lot about Discovery I like as well. So I'm glad you're enjoying it. And so there you go. Troutbum Wombat, hello. Clivoid, long time no see. Well, you know how it is. Again, just had a little bit of free time. Thought, why not just pop on and do a live? Just say hi to you guys, even if it's just for half an hour or an hour. If we come up with some interesting things to talk about, then we come up with some interesting things to talk about. If not, then not. It's fine. Might change the camera setup a bit, though. Let me set that down. Let me just move this over here. It's good to see Maximilian and stuff in the background. Nah, it's better over here. It's better over this way, I think. Sorry about the jostling camera. That's fine. I'm going to be losing the light soon anyway, so once it gets too dark in here, then we will, instead of setting up cameras, we'll just call it a day. But yeah. William Keach, great shirt. Thank you. This is from the production Unbelievable. Saw the guys in Vegas in 2013, and they gave us this shirt, Live Long and Prosper My Ass, and that's by Archangel Studios on the back there. And that's a whole cast of Trek alumni in that movie, including a marionette puppet of Captain Kirk. So that's pretty cool. I can't wait to see the movie. I don't think it's been officially released yet, but looking forward to it anyway. Telma ML, for the normalization of the Vulcan hand signed, no more handshakes. Greetings. Yes. Clavoid, hope everyone is well. I also hope everyone is well. Hope you're doing good and keeping busy, not getting too bored, trying to, make it through this whole thing together. We can do it. So just be safe. Jill 47, what shows will you review now? Well, we're still in the middle of, well, not in the middle, we're almost at the end of season 2 of TNG. So we're going to start those back up this week. And I don't know, we'll also have, probably do 2 a week maybe, might do 3, but we also want to sprinkle in some other discussions about other stuff in with those as well. So not just episode reviews, but other lives as well. So Anthony Harvey, I like the Fortune class you did. Well, thank you. What is your bat left made of? It is foam rubber. It's a cosplay one, but it's really nicely detailed and stuff. So MCAD, honestly, at the end of Picard, they should have used old ships to make a diverse fleet for Starfleet. Yeah, I agree with that 1,000%. Apparently, the guys the visual effect guys were working on it until like a week before it aired. That's why it's not as much detail or variety as they initially wanted, I guess. Which I'll buy, but like I said yesterday, if you're gonna release the Blu-ray, fix that. If that was your excuse, if it was poor management of your time and resources, fix it in the next run through, which would be the Blu-ray. Have a more diverse fleet. Thank you, Samuel. My goatee is growing. Dun, dun, dun. Actually just shaved it, like trimmed it down and stuff. So Number one sci-fi. I actually like the first season of Discovery more than the first season of Picard. For different reasons, yeah. If I watch a Star Trek show, I want it to be about Starfleet. I want to see a Starfleet ship. I want to see Starfleet crew doing what Starfleet crews do. I don't want to see the civilian side of things. And that's what Picard was. The only reason Picard actually worked and people weren't all uppity about it was because it was Picard. It was one of our favorite characters from TNG. So that kind of counterbalanced the whole no Starfleet thing. I personally want Starfleet ships and Starfleet stories in my Star Trek. So yeah, I totally agree with that. Power 543, you're going to keep me company while doing some CG. Well, there you go, keeping the commander company. And guys, we got to let him know that these just hangouts and chats are beneficial and actually lucrative. So if you guys want a super chat, please feel free. It would mean a lot to me. It would mean a lot to Samuel. It would mean a lot to the channel. So if you want a super chat, that'd be fantastic. The one we did 2 days ago did really well for super chats. Yesterday's not so much, but that's okay. Samuel always gives me crap for not having a topic so that people won't tune in. But people just love hanging out and chatting, and I do too. So what better way to do that than just throw on a live and just kind of chat with you guys. So Bruce Gibson, when do you think we'll see Discovery Season 3? Well, the funny thing about that is they're actually advertising it. It's coming soon on CTV Sci-Fi, which is used to be the Space Channel here in Canada. So with them already advertising it, I'd say within the next 2-3 months. Hopefully by the end of May. Probably, I would hope for June. Hope for June, maybe. But don't quote me on that. I'm just saying they're already advertising it, which is, for a network, that means that they have a date in mind, and it's not some time in the future. It says coming soon, so they're pushing those ads. So I would say, yeah, within the next 2 months, hopefully by June. War God 6, Star Trek Worf doing a Klingon-based trek. Wouldn't really care for it, honestly. I do love Worf, but I want to see him in Starfleet. I don't want to see him in doing his Klingon thing. That's not really for me. But yeah, I can see a lot of people having an appeal for that. I personally don't, though. So it is what it is. Samuel says, you only realize how much the Starfleet aesthetic is in Star Trek when you don't get any of it. Absolutely. And we noticed that a lot. We were hoping for more ships. We were hoping for a ship, every couple episodes or something that we could definitely talk about because we are the ship guys. But considering they don't care about ships, they just want to do what they want to do. We didn't get any ships really until the last. Well, we had the Antique Bird of Prey, Seven's Fighter, which we never really saw. The Borg Cube, some of the fleet, the La Serena, some of the Romulan fleet, the La Serena. We never did the Romulan work bees, which we should do because the Romulan work bees are pretty cool. But yeah, and then the final fleet, which was kind of a disappointment. So we didn't get anything that we really wanted out of that show, unfortunately. And yeah, I don't know. I don't think the story made up for it, unfortunately. Samuel says, how much you kind of need a certain level. Well, you don't kind of need a certain level to maintain a certain income, yes, but just to go on live and get any super chats is a bonus as opposed to not doing a live, so we'll talk about that later, Samuel. And last time everybody was kind of on board when they were like, yeah, these hangouts are fantastic and we've got a bunch of super chats. This one we haven't had any super chats, which is kind of disappointing already, but 41 people watching, 18 likes. Guys, we can get those likes up to at least 25 or 30. Not all of you have hit that like button, so hit the like button. And like I said, super chats are great, so if you can please super chat, please do so. If you can super chat, please do so. There was an extra please in there, but that's just me because I'm Canadian, I'm polite. MCAD, did you see the picture of the Oberuddy A in the Trekyards Facebook? Have not seen that yet, no. So, yeah. Number one sci-fi, I really liked the episode of Discovery that showed the Gagarin battle scene, which I thought was a very well executed battle scene. Was pretty good, and I am a fan of the Gagarin class. So that was all right. Yeah. There is a lot of cool stuff in Discovery for sure. People just knock it just because it's not the Trek that they want. I get that, but at the same time, you got to appreciate the good things. That's what I like about Trekyards is we point out the good and the bad in all of it. Even other Trek like TNG and TOS and all that, we kind of look at the good and the bad because it's there in all of them. Yeah, it's might not maybe the Trek that not a lot of people want or expected, but it's still Trek. It's still there's a lot in there that's good, and we like to give them credit for that. So there you go. Hopefully, hopefully we'll see more of that in season 3, which I'm like I'm actually optimistic about season 3. It's going to be something new and different. Again, we're not going to get the Starfleet aesthetic though. Unfortunately, it's going to be a newer aesthetic and no Starfleet. All we're going to get is Discovery Starfleet because they're in the future where there is no Federation. So who knows how that's going to turn out? Hopefully we'll get other ships, but I don't think they're going to be Starfleet ships necessarily. So that's a little bit of a bummer. But yeah, it is what it is, right? Um, yeah. Season 2 I thought was a lot better than season 1 for Discovery. Picard was good. I liked a lot about Picard. I'm looking forward to season 2 though. They need to step up their game on a few things in my opinion. But you know, the first one, the first season is always them finding their legs and listening to input. So hopefully, I mean, a lot of the things we complained about and wanted from Discovery, they fixed for season 2. So we got to give them a lot of credit for that, which we do. I mean, it's stuff they should be doing right all along, but still. Um, Jill 47 Discovery season 3 will be civilians mostly. Yeah, unfortunately. So again, no more Starfleet aesthetic. They're moving away from the Starfleet aesthetic and just giving us the ships and tech that we like, which kind of annoys me. But Northern Lights, maybe you have, and I just never seen it. What are your thoughts on Star Trek Continues, that YouTube channel that shut down? Love Star Trek Continues. I think they did a fantastic job recreating the look of the original show. A little bit too much sometimes. There's ways to up it a little bit, but they wanted to keep that aesthetic, which is fine. We've had Vic on the channel talking about it before. So, I mean, the Continues is great. I'd love to see more. I know Vic does want to do more from the in-between time when the Enterprise is being refitted, which would be fantastic. I don't think they'll ever get around to doing it, but I know he does want to do more. So, yeah, it's good. It's good. I do like Discovery. Fat Produce is here. Greetings, Captain. I was just playing the thing that you sent me, and I just messaged you because the one keeps crashing on me. I don't know why, but Power 543, which is the commander. Now, I meant you kind of need a certain level of Starfleet aesthetic in your Trek for it to be good. Trek feeling, idiot. Oh. See the abuse I have to put up with? People think that I'm mean to him, but you don't know the behind the scenes. I get like picked on and yelled at and brutalized, and it's just not fun. I get bullied. MCAD, I think CBS should use Short Trek to show possible spin-off shows and ask the fans which one they like to greenlight for the next Star Trek show. That'd be an awesome idea. But then you can never look at this. See, power. Here he is again, saying "bitch." Hey now, stop that. Don't show them your true colors. They like you being the proper English commander. They like me being the bully and the meanie to you. I think that's how that plays out. I would love for them to do that, where the fans kind of decide. But then you'll have the fans bickering and fighting. No matter what now, you've got fans that are fans of Discovery and not the old stuff. You got fans that are fans of the old stuff and the only on-screen canon. And there's so many different groups of Star Trek fans now that you can never get anybody to agree. You make a show, they'll never be able to make a Star Trek show that everybody's going to love. They're just not. People are going to hate it. If they go back to the TOS aesthetic, a lot of people are going to love it. A lot of people are going to say, "Oh, this looks awful." I just watched In a Mirror Darkly parts 1 and 2 yesterday, and that TOS bridge, that TOS ship looked fantastic on screen. That's how you do it modern, and it looks great. I don't care what anybody says, that aesthetic holds up if it's lit properly and filmed properly. You don't have to change a goddamn thing. Just leave it like it is. Anyway, Jill47, $2. I hope you'll do some DS9 reviews as a regular thing. Yeah, we'll get into DS9 reviews at some point. We've done 1 or 2 episodes. I think just 1 episode, actually. But yeah, we want to kind of stay on track with what we're doing, and we'll eventually get there. It might take forever, but I mean, you want us to be around forever, right? We need content, we need reviews to do, so bear with us. We'll see what we can do, and maybe we'll have a once a month kind of pick a different series and do a different video to change up the reviews a little bit. We'll see. Fat Produce, $5. This is going to be the season where we hopefully see Discovery come into its own and decide what kind of show it wants to be. Hopefully. I mean, they kind of did that for season 2 a little bit, even though they were using the Enterprise and Pike as a crutch. So I see what you're saying, but yeah, we'll have to see. I don't know how many more seasons of Discovery there will actually be. So, I mean, there's that as well. Hold on one second. I just got to open up a window. Like I said, the sun is setting. It's getting a little warm in here. So as a result, you might hear cars and kids, but that's okay. So thank you, Fat Produce, for the super chat, and Jill. Those are awesome. Anybody else out there want a super chat? Please super chat. It's very important. It helps us out immensely. You have no idea. Or just join the channel. We actually got a new channel member earlier today at the rank of Admiral, and her name, well, last name is Godovac, and it's not Sylvia. Actually, my mother-in-law joined at the rank of Admiral, so that's awesome. So there you go. If you want to join the channel, click the join button down below. Get yourself some cool, emojis and badges beside your name and highlighted names so that we can see your comment and read it. And you're a regular contributor, so we'll focus more on your comments during the really busy lives and stuff. So there's a lot of benefits to joining the channel as well. So please do. Jay says season 2 of Picard needs a budget. They need to use their budget more wisely, is what I think. Dan23, Star Trek on DVD in June. I don't know if that date has been changed. Or short treks on DVD. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the short treks, actually. I do enjoy the short treks. There are some really good ones, even the ones that really broke and defiled canon, like The Trouble with Edward. It was just a fun romp. Good actors in it. Good special effects in that one. It was fun. It was fun. So I do enjoy the short treks. Looking forward to seeing the behind the scenes of those. Hopefully there's some bonus features on those discs. But yeah, I'm looking forward to those. I haven't heard if the date's been changed for the release of those or not yet. So, AC Costello, Picard feels more like Firefly universe than Trek. Sure, I'd agree with that. Joe 47, I'm scared for Patrick Stewart's safety until there's rapid testing on set or a vaccine. Well, yeah, that's why they've delayed filming, though. They don't want to put anybody at risk. But yeah, I mean, you got to be worried about a lot of people with the whole COVID-19 thing. So, Dan23, until Nickelodeon Kids Show is on an abandoned Federation starship, the kids used it to explore, so that's moving away from Starfleet, I guess. The untitled Nickelodeon Kids Show is on an abandoned Federation oh my God, that's just awful. Well, we'll be reviewing that too. I'm not sure how I feel about that, and I haven't heard that till just now from you, so not sure where you got your information from, but let us know. Yeah, see, you hear cars and kids, I told you. Sunbeam, Blue Cat, if you could choose the theme for the next CBS Trek series, what would you like to see? Starfleet, exploring. It's simple to explore strange new worlds and new civilizations. To boldly go where no man has gone before. That's what Star Trek is. So please, for the love of God, do that. And there's Samuel being mean to me again. Well, it's the same one, but he said bitch. There's kids out on the street. Dan 23. They did say that the Picard show was the show to show the side of Star Trek that was not Starfleet. I know, but I don't want to see that. A lot of people don't want to see that, apparently. Where is Sam? He is watching right now and working. I do lives a lot of times without Sam. So. Jay's right. You can't please everyone, right? Fox Killer, I enjoy your insights. I enjoy the insight your shows provide. Keep it up. Thank you. Yeah, we pride ourselves on having a great community that creates a lot of good discussion. Even when Samuel and myself are talking, either when we're filming separate videos or on a live, even if we've discussed it, we'll say one thing that sparks an idea and opens up a whole new discussion point about something we might have missed or didn't notice. And same with you guys when you contribute to the show as well in the comments. So yeah, we just want to create discussion, essentially. We don't say that everything we say is right or that we're the smartest people, in the world. That's not the case at all. We just like to discuss it. And a lot of our viewers say that they don't have family. They don't have friends that are into Star Trek. They're the only one. They have nobody to talk to about it. So when they come and join us in the community, they feel like they're that they're sitting down with their friends and having a discussion about Star Trek, which we love. So we're gonna keep it up. So thank you. Mystic Marble, big bitch energy in this chat. Ooh, okay. Big Puff Bubbles, I still love that name. Hey, how's Cap? How's it going? It is going well. M. Radaz agreed, and Amir did justice to those classic designs. Oh, hell yeah, it did. Mystic Marble, damn, what happened to R2 in that upper image? That's R2's grandfather. And then there's 3PO, and then there's actually R2-D2 down here, but you can't see him. Well, you can see top of him, I guess. Dan 23, Discovery did show footage of the Cage Enterprise at the beginning of one episode. It wasn't even remastered, I think. They did, absolutely. And then they turn around on their heel and say, but the Enterprise didn't look like that, even though we showed it like that. It never looked like that. We upscaled it quite a bit, and then it's going to get downsized again for Kirk. What? No, please don't do that. Uh-oh, the mother-in-law ranks you. That's always the case, though. It's all right. I really like my mother-in-law. She's a very creative, fun person, and she loves Trek, and so it's not the typical I hate my mother-in-law type of vibe. So, and I know it's dark back here, guys. I'm going to actually have lights on order. I'm going to put on the side of the case here so that'll be lit up when I do videos in front of this in the future. So. Let's see, I'm going to skip over some. I can't read them all. So like I said, if you want to super chat and make sure that your comment gets read or whatever, that's a great way to do it. Because I'm not going to be able to read all the chats, unfortunately. With 80 people here, which is awesome, 41 likes. Come on, that's half. That's a 50% ratio. Let's go. Let's get the likes up to 60. We could do 75, but that's pushing it. Let's get them up to 60. If you haven't hit like yet, please hit like. And it seems like my camera is changing it's weird. But it's my new phone, so I don't know why it's doing that. Might be a setting I have to adjust. Samuel says also crisp looking phone camera. It's much better with the exposure and balance. It's very good. Well, thank you. It also has night mode, which is fantastic. So thank you. But I don't know why it does see, it just did it. Ha. Huh? Can I censor? I don't know what it is, but you'll notice that it's changing a bit. Anyway. Number one sci-fi. They show a flower opening up the opening of Discovery, so that is another thing related to Picard. It's a different flower, though, but yes. Somebody brought that up at one point. We discussed it a little bit, but it's not supposed to be the space orchids that take down ships. Tuning 3434. Scotch and chips are out. Okay. What? MR2PT, do you think this new Star Trek series like Picard and Discovery will make a new generation of fans? Absolutely, it will. Yes. But unfortunately, with the way they're handling it, they're not going to want to get into the old Trek because the old Trek looks too dated. If they made Discovery look like TOS, just a little bit updated, not totally revamped, um, I think people would be more likely to get into it. Um, but considering that it's such a departure, and a lot of people have made the argument that it's because now we have the technology that we can make things look better, so that's why the new aesthetic is different. That's the fucking stupidest thing I've ever heard. I'm sorry. But you know what? For 50 years, in DS9, in TNG, in Enterprise, whenever they showed the TOS era, they made a concerted effort to make that look as true to form as possible. Like I said yesterday, it's a period piece. That's how the time period looked. They had the technology when they did TNG and when they did Enterprise, especially to revamp it and make the Enterprise look new. But they didn't. They just put a nice fresh coat of paint on it, good effects, good lighting, good filming techniques, and it looked fantastic. There was no need to redesign anything. So when people say that Discovery's canon, it's not. Out of 50 years of Trek history, Discovery is the anomaly. It's the one that's different. Every time they showed TOS and the period piece thing, it looks like it's supposed to. And a lot of effort went into that on the cast and crew because they cared about Star Trek. The new cast and crew don't. Cast maybe do, but the production guys don't know or don't give a shit about Star Trek. It was even in JJ's mandate that no one that worked on a previous Star Trek show was supposed to be working on his show. And it shows. And the same thing with Kurtzman. I'm just not happy about that. So, Katie Carr, same. Yes, the only person I'm able to talk to with is my mother, and I'm the one who made her a Trekkie. So, you and Samuel's channel is great. Always enjoy Trek talk. Thank you, Katie. Very much appreciated. George and mother-in-law joining. Perhaps her rank is more grand exalted ruler. Well, we're going to be adding more ranks. One of which will probably be Federation president at some point. So you might be able to upscale and become Federation president on the channel. Who knows? Kitty Carr, when Picard died in Star Trek Picard, there should have been more flashbacks. Same with Data. No Beverly mentions too. Lots of missed opportunities. Absolutely agree. But then they decide to drop little things like Quark and um, there's a ton of other ones. It's just little references that were obscure that some Star Trek fans didn't even notice. But yeah, they couldn't. What happened to everybody else? They mentioned Riker, Worf, and LaForge at one point. And then you saw Riker and Troy, of course. You saw Worf in the first episode and kind of the introduction for Picard for the news show. So we got some of that stuff, but Beverly was one of the close, if not the closest person to Picard, and not a mention, not one picture of her on a table, anything to indicate what happened to her. I think, yeah, you're absolutely right. A lot of missed and wasted opportunities there. Eric Epperling, Picard is now the Star Trek A team in space, the P team. That's what I said. I said that on one of my lives. I want to edit a video together and even have the original Murdoch, who's actually Barclay in TNG, the actor, have him in the opening credits. I think it'd be funny. Jill 47, Picardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, I've heard that a few times too. Number one sci-fi, 50 likes. Yeah, we're at 50 likes. 92 people watching though, so we can get to 60 likes easily. Hit the like button, guys. Snap up a like button. Tuning 3434. This is your iPhone? Wow. Yeah, this is my new iPhone 11 Pro Max, which is the big one. And it's the front-facing camera. It's not even the advanced 3 camera at the back. I've got, it's I don't know why it's doing that. It has to do with, oh, it does. It's probably the night mode thing. As it gets darker, because the sun is going behind clouds and stuff, that's what it's doing. It's compensating for it. So there you go. Just figured it out. Justin Hampton, glad to see you doing live. Kind of having bad depression day. Glad to have the Trekyards family here. Yeah, I've been suffering from pretty nasty depression lately too. The last couple of days have been better, but I had 2 days early last week that were I was in a huge slump. So if we can come on here and chat and talk to people and cheer people up, we really appreciate hearing that, and we love the fact that you guys like coming to talk to us and to hang out. So anything we can do to help, and our regular lives are coming back this week, coming up with both me and Samuel. So you can have Samuel for the people that don't just want me. I understand that everybody loves Samuel. I love Samuel too, but unfortunately, he's doing other things sometimes. We took a little bit break from Trekyards, even though I'm still doing these lives on my own. I love doing lives on my own. I want to do more on the Captain Foley personal channel, but don't have as many viewers over there. So a good way to kind of hit everybody is just to put it on here. So yeah, we're glad that it helps people with their depression, especially in this time. I want to start making more content. I've been doing episode or product reviews. I did the black hole figures, which are up there and stuff. I still have the Rocketeer figure to do, so there'll be more reviews and stuff from me coming out. And we also have a lot of very Trekyards content now because we have stepped away from Picard, so it's not going to be Picard centric, which is nice. So there's going to be a lot of entertainment for you guys that are on quarantine. So Jill 47. I'm drinking Corona beer. Yeah, and Corona beer sales have gone down. There's like whole pallets of Corona at the store. People don't want to buy it. Like, are you fucking daft in the head? You don't get the coronavirus or COVID-19, to be more specific. Coronavirus is just a respiratory virus, but the specific virus is COVID-19. You don't get it from drinking Corona beer. Like, how does that affect Corona beer sales? I don't mind Corona beer in the summer. Put a lime in it. I think it's a fairly decent beer. I love mixing up my beers every once in a while, so I'll get a Corona every once in a while. I'll probably go out and buy some Corona actually just to support them because it's just bullshit. Rock Star South, would you welcome back Rick Berman to the franchise? Yeah, I think so. I think Rick Berman did a good enough job. Um, a lot of people don't like what he did. They don't like a lot of the things that he did. They don't like him as a person. So I don't know if I should say yes to that, but I think it would be great. I would love to see Rick Berman back for sure. Dural Trekkie, good evening from Germany. Good evening, sir. Dan23, do you like the holographic communication? Was on Deep Space Nine a few times, then they got rid of it. I like that they tried something new with that, and then it didn't work. It felt too weird having somebody show up on the bridge that looked like they were there. It wasn't handled well, and I'm glad they kind of went, oh well, we're just not going to mention that again, and just kind of drift away from it instead of saying, well, it didn't really work out, haha. I like the way it was handled. So Jay says you're right. Someone new money has to come in and piss all over everything. Yeah, they got to. I've said that exact thing before. They got to piss all over it and put their mark on it. Like, this is my Trek. Look, I changed everything. Everybody loves it because they don't want to give anybody else credit. That's exactly what the new Trek is. Unfortunately, keep the old stuff. Have a nice mix. You can do it. It's doable. They're all Trekkie. Sorry, I don't agree. Star Trek Discovery is canon. Same with Picard. That's fine if you don't agree. It just clearly is not canon. It's not prime timeline canon. It can be its own Discovery verse. That's fine, but it does not fit into that time period at all. So I totally disagree with you. It's not canon, but everybody's entitled to their opinion. I don't hate you for having that opinion. I mean, there's a good discussion to be had for each point of view. So yeah, that's fine that you have that opinion. Jill 47, Discovery made Yeoman Colt an alien. Her character was supposed to breed humans. That pissed me off more than anything they did. Well, there you go. Peter K.J. Richter, in my honest opinion, puts in $2. Disco is not canon. Oh, I so like you, Cap. I've been saying that forever. It's not prime timeline canon. It's the Discovery verse. There's the JJ verse, the Discovery verse, the prime timeline, just 50 years of stuff. And TNG falls into that prime timeline. Picard, I think, is somewhere in between the Discovery verse and the prime timeline. It's kind of like a deviant one as well. But it's all fine. You can like what you like and say what you want to say. Final now comments. I know people who have started watching TNG and Voyager because they like Picard. It has made them curious about the classic or legacy characters. Yep, one of our old admins, well, he's a young kid. He was like 19, but he was an admin like 2, 3 years ago. Started, the first thing he saw was the JJ film, and then he started watching everything else, and he loved all the other Trek. So he got into it by JJ. JJ was his gateway drug. So absolutely, it brings new people into the franchise, but unfortunately, not a lot of them dive deep like that and really get into the lore. Or they're just like superficial, like, oh, I don't like the way that TOS thing looks. I'm not going to watch that. So, but it does bring people in for sure. Olivia Julius, $2. Your daily annoyance. Hashtag Picard fertilizer. Oh, God, I forgot about that. Thank you, Olivia. Becky Schultz. Good evening. I like the shirt and these chats. Well, thank you, Becky. Thank you for joining again, and thank you for liking the shirt. Jill 47. I was the one you first heard Picardians of the Galaxy from long ago. Was it you? Yeah. Well, thank you for that. It's very accurate, by the way. But yeah, I mean, we do so many live chats and stuff. I had forgotten that it was you specifically, but thank you for letting me know. Katie Carr, Seven doesn't have a place in the Lost Serena crew. She was my favorite character, and what they did with her was wasteful and so modern. She is so not Seven. I feel her character's comeback was wasted. Yeah, you've said a few times that she's your favorite character, and I'm sorry to hear that's how you feel, but I can understand it at the same time. So, yeah, I feel bad, but I would have treated it differently. Tuning 3434. Oh, you are so wrong. Assistant acting Captain Riker had to escort Romulans with his copy paste most powerfulest awesomeness fleet instead of paying his respects to a good friend. Yeah, well, he didn't know he was dying though. Picard wouldn't have let him know, but I totally agree. I said the same thing. I thought his character was given a great disservice by the way it was treated at the end there. Would have made more sense to have the original ending, which would have been Admiral Clancy there instead of Riker. So, Eric Epperling, Captain, your cough seems to be gone. Yes, my cough is much better the last few days. It's not gone altogether, but it's way better than it was. The Starship Mango, 2 pounds, like the Optimus Prime head, Captain. That's actually Ultra Magnus's head. That's an Ultra Magnus head, and it's a Bluetooth speaker. The sides of his head fold out for the speakers, and his eyes glow when it's on. But it's Ultra Magnus. I thought originally when I got it that I would repaint it to be Optimus Prime's head, but I kind of like it the way it is, so. Craig's S23. Here's a like, Mon Capitan. Hope the hangover wasn't too bad last week. No, we did it early enough in the day that by the time I went to bed, I felt fine. So there was no real hangover. Christopher Beatty puts in $5, so thank you very much. When I saw the death of Picard, I had a flashback to the death scene in Doctor Who at the end of Tom Baker's run. Well, I don't know specifically what you're talking about. I'm not that big of a Doctor Who fan, but that's good that you see some similarities there. Morbid DMD. Just started my Eagle Moss collection. What is your favorite ship from them? Favorite ship from Eagle Moss? That's tough. A lot of the XL ships are great. The XL Akira is beautiful, by the way. It's right here in the box still. I've done a lot of reviews of stuff. I think the one of the latest reviews I did was the XL Katinga, and I think I actually said in that review it was my favorite Eagle Moss ship so far, just because it's so well done and looks so good. So I'd have to say probably that one. That being said, the Discovery Enterprise, the XL one, is also very nice. A lot of the XL ships are fantastically handled. They all have a few little issues or minor little things, but overall they're pretty good. So to pick a favorite, again, I hate when people say pick a favorite because there's so many good ones that I inevitably forget one or invariably forget one. So AC Costello, help with depression during this depression. Yeah. Dan 23, the lighting in this video keeps going bright then dark. Yes, I've already pointed that out. It's because of the new sensors on my phone. Because it's sunny outside and the sun is setting, so it's kind of blasting right in. It's not a constant light, and there's clouds moving over the sun that it adjusts for the light. So see, it flares up the light and tones it down. Flares it up, so when it gets darker, because it's got night mode, it just opens the exposure, whatever the hell it does. It makes the lights brighter. So Durrell Trekkie Trekyards. Plus, Corona is just the Spanish word for crown. These people should grow the frack up. 100% agree. Eric Epperling. I don't like much. I don't like much the holographic 3D controls. I don't either, honestly. Um, USS Sentinel Disney trilogy is sure as hell not canon. Geralt Trekkie again. Trekyards. Oh, maybe if we had 3 timelines: Bill Shatner, Kirk, Christopher Pine, Kirk, and Anson Mount Truck. Yeah, it sounds about right. Those are the 3 main ones. I would agree. George M. Listen, if it was just Samuel live streaming, they would be pestering him, asking for you. Gold heart for command. Oh, thank you, George. I appreciate that. No, I've seen Samuel's live stream. Nobody ever asked about Captain Foley. Actually, that's not true. People do say, "Where's Captain Foley?" But I mean, he does some really good live streams on his own when he does them. So and he always makes more money than me. People always super chat more for him. You know how that makes me feel? Oh, we had to bring that up. Just kidding. The Starship Mango Trekyards. Star Trek is like how they explained universes in the episode Parallels. Yep, 1000% agree. I refer back to Parallels all the time. There's so many different. Every decision creates a different timeline, so your Trek can fit anywhere, but there's only one prime. They're all Trekyards, but even the Trek book relaunches do stuff I'm sure no one would be happy with here. For example, Bashir being kicked off from the fleet. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the books are their own timelines altogether. Tuning 3-4. Oh, I see Rosetta's here. She just super chat. I'll get to that in a second, Rosetta. Hold on. Sunbeam Blue Cat. What era should the next Star Trek show be set? Follow on from Picard or a prequel? Maybe something post TNG, pre TNG. I want to see the missing era. I want to see the era of the Enterprise C, somewhere between the movies and TNG. That's a great expansive era that's not really explored too much, not really referenced that much, not really shown visually that much. So there's a lot you can do in there. So that's exactly where they need to do the next one. Stop with the prequels. You're going to fuck it up. Now that we've seen post TNG, I'm not super much a fan of it, but you can still work in that framework there and make it good. As long as we see Starfleet and more than one ship would be great. Rosetta Allen says, "Hey Foley, I'll get to your super chat in a second, Rosetta." Katie Carr, Star Trek Picard finale had me laughing when I saw the disco bridge. Why? For 10 million per episode, they reused sets and had IKEA furniture and props. They've always reused bridge sets because bridge sets are expensive. Even in Star Trek 2, they reused the Enterprise bridge set for the Reliant, but they made it look different enough that it didn't matter. Plus, it's one unified fleet. This is the first time we had seen a Starfleet bridge in the Picard era, and yeah, it ties visually right back to Discovery with very little changes. Bad fucking idea. Unless the Starfleet decided to go retro. Like, what are they going to be wearing? Bell bottoms now? Like, it's that kind of fashion goes in cycles. What does Starfleet bridge design go in cycles? So yeah, I totally agree. But reusing the set's not bad. Just change it up more. Jay, did you ever watch the cartoon Mask when you were young? Absolutely. Mobile Armored Strike Command. Command with a K. I had some of the toys too. Tuning 3434. I wouldn't mind an Excelsior Ambassador class era series. Yep. Rosetta Allen. I wish I had the space or funds to collect stuff, but my charity work comes first. Right in the feels. Right in the heart. Peace. Long life to you, sir. Ma'am. But you're a very talented artist, so keep up the good work. Rosetta Allen, whether it is... Oh, she's a member. She's a channel member. Ooh, thank you, Rosetta. I didn't even notice. When did you join up? What rank are you? Regardless of whether people like the new Trek or not, I miss the sleek but kind of over-the-top style of the 60s sci-fi ships. That's why I like you so much. Olivia Julius, $2. Are they doing short treks between Star Trek Picard and Discovery? I would imagine they'd be doing more short treks, yes. Short treks are a great medium if they're handled well, and you could do so much with short treks. keep it up, but explore different eras. I still think there should be an anthology show that one week is a CGI animation of TOS era. Next week is a live action version from the motion picture era. And then next week is going back to Enterprise era, again, live action. Then another different style animated, so not CGI, but just, drawn animation style like G.I. Joe or Transformers. That's, the Lost era. I would love to see something like that. Something anthology. Every episode's different. Jill 47. I'm going to mention to Anson Mount on Twitter that his girlfriend Yeoman Colt was not an alien. Maybe they'll fix it. LOL. Not. Anson Mount's a pretty good guy. I love reading his tweets. He's he's not very PC sometimes, but I think I like his stand on a Pike series. If you do it, you're gonna do it episodic. Otherwise, I'm not doing it. So, Rosetta Allen finally got to your super chat. $5. Poor Foley. Poor Foley. I don't even know what that's referring to because that was so long ago. Speaking of, I'm going to be on Rosetta Allen's show tonight, which is 11 Eastern Standard Time, 10 Central. So if you guys are interested in seeing me get interviewed by Rosetta and who knows what she's going to ask, tune into that. So go subscribe to Rosetta Allen's YouTube channel and help her out. Get her some subscribers. And if you want to see Captain Foley on there, not in my element, getting quizzed by somebody else, ask the very important questions, then go check out Rosetta Allen, please. Jill 47, his girlfriend wannabe, I mean. Oh, yeah. Craig S23. Yeah, but the commander doesn't have as cool a car, mon capitaine. I always appreciate your live feeds. Well, thank you, Craig. I appreciate you as well. Tuning 3434 puts in €2. Super chat to cheer the captain up. Well, thank you very much. It does cheer me up quite a bit, so thank you. Let's see, we got 96 people here, 74 likes. Come on, guys. I know that 96 of you haven't hit that button, and I know that 74 of you that hit the button, they're not all here anymore. So we can get the numbers up on that. Let's get to 85. It's slowly crawling up. There you go. Let's get to 85. We're 79. We can actually, you know what? 85 is too easy. Let's go to 90. 92 of you here. Can we hit 90 likes? I'm sure we can. Rhode Island, Trekyards, thanks for being here. I just found a very close friend of mine has got COVID-19. He lives on his own, and to be honest, I'm a little worried. So sorry to hear that. Hopefully he will be well. A lot of people recover from it, so fingers crossed. But yeah, sorry to hear that. And we're here if you want to, hang out and talk Trek. We're here. Geralt Trekyards, but if you do an Enterprise C show, that still counts as a prequel, at least to TNG, and then you still have the potential of fracking it up. Yeah, but very minimally. There's not much known about that era as far as aesthetics go, as far as storytelling goes. And I wouldn't do an Enterprise C story, not the Enterprise C, because you've already done that. We've seen Rachel Garrett. You'd have to recast her. No, have another ship in that time period. An ambassador class would be great, but I doubt they'll do that. Do a different ship. There's a lot to explore in that era, which can lead up to the aesthetic of TNG. And that would be fantastic if it was done well. So, Sonic Fan 22, do you have a favorite decade? What do you mean, in Trek or in real life? Because in real life, it'd have to be the 80s. But the 80s were awesome because I grew up in the 80s. Everything cool is from the 80s. Fun will now commence. Many people pointed out the bridge in the finale was the Discovery Bridge rotated 90 degrees. Yep, we even did a whole video on it showing the comparisons. So, Katie Carr, how do you become a channel member? Katie, if you're on a computer, it's down beside the subscribe button. There's a little join button. If you're on your mobile phone, if it's an Android, you click the little $ for a super chat, and there should be a join option. And if you are on iOS, unfortunately, there is no, when you hit the PayPal button on an iOS, it doesn't give you the option yet to join. So you'd have to go to a computer or another device. But yeah, and sorry for the light doing that thing. It's just because it's variable lighting out there. Let's see if there's a way I can turn that off to kind of be less noticeable. But Rosetta Allen, a while back, don't remember the level. Okay, well, I'll have to check. I'll check on the computer to find out what level you are, what rank. Rosetta Allen again. Thank you about my art, though. Working incredibly hard to learn. Oh, you do. From what I've seen, you do fantastic work. So I'm looking forward to seeing a lot more of that. Like, keep it up. Dan23, the only Mask cartoon I watched as a kid was an animated version that had Jim Carrey's film The Mask. Oh, God, that's awful. You poor bastard. Then you don't know what a good Mask cartoon is. Katie Carr, Anson Mount is one of my favorite actors. He's not a phony. That's true. He says what's on his mind. I've just been watching Hell on Wheels. I'm almost finished Hell on Wheels. And to see him play Cullen Bohannon in that show, goddamn. I want to talk to him. I'm glad I saw him as Pike first because he's such a badass. Well, he's a badass as Pike and Cullen, but it's two totally different things. I want to interview him at one point and ask him, what did you like doing more? Because I know he loves westerns. I know he loves that era, but he was always muddy, wet, like rolling in the mud, getting thrown in the mud, getting shot. Like, I wouldn't want to. I hate being dirty myself. I can't stand my hands being dirty. That's why I don't like doing mechanical things with my car. I always have to wipe my hands off. I hate grease, dirt on my hands. I don't like getting my hands dirty. Like people that get up in the engine and their hands are just, oh, wash it off when we're done the job. It's like after I've done something, I got to wipe my hands off, you know? So what did he like filming more? Being in a Western where he's always covered in mud and crap and disgustingness, or being on a Starfleet bridge that's clean and he's always wearing a clean, crisp uniform and always well groomed? And, you know, which did he enjoy more? It'd be an interesting discussion. Charles puts in $2. I hit the button. Now, how MST3K of you. Ha ha ha. I don't know what that means. Rosetta Allen, I gotta go. Dear friend has a stream. I promise to stop by. All right, Rosetta, see you later tonight. And guys, if you want to check out Rosetta's channel, please do. And subscribe and join us later when we do the live later tonight. Joe47, I always cut Data's reunion with Spot during Generations, and it bums me out every time. Oh, they always cut Data's reunion with Spot out. Gotcha. Jay says, your solitary live chats are great. Well, thank you, Jay. I appreciate that very much. Rosetta Allen, 80s girl here, headbanger for life. Bye, sweeties. Bye, Rosetta. Catch you later. Tuning 3434, Rhode Island, my sympathies. I had colleagues that suspect they had COVID and experienced a pretty hefty flu, but unfortunately they are hit way harder. Hope everything works out. Absolutely. Anybody that thinks they have COVID, be concerned, obviously, but a lot of people do recover from it. So just bear that in mind. There's a moment there that I thought I had it because I had a bit of a fever one night, but it went away. Like, it was fine the next day. So everything seems to be fine. So Becky Schultz, I'd like to see more Voyager crew appearances in season 2 of Picard, but at the same time, I'm fearful for what their outcomes would be considering each ebb. Yeah, there's rumors that the Doctor's going to be in season 2, which would be great. We know that Guinan's going to be there. She's TNG, of course, but yeah, I would love to see even some DS9 characters show up as long as they don't all die. That'd be great. And Daryl Trekkie, and gotta go again. Live long and prosper. Live long and prosper, my friend. Cade MacArthur, can you do the Apollo class? I'm sure we will at some point if we haven't already. There's still a lot of ships to do, and we're here for you to do them. Give us time. Mark Ward, how about a new show following what happened to Tasha when the Enterprise C went back from the Romulan perspective? Wouldn't want to see it. Just wouldn't care. I don't want to see Romulan's perspective. I don't want to see a Klingon's perspective. I want to see the Federation's perspective and Starfleet. That's what I like. That's what I like Star Trek for. To have a good mix of Romulan, Klingon, and Federation in the show would be great. And yeah, maybe that would work. Especially going back to that Lost era with Tasha going back. That'd be kind of interesting, actually. But then you'd have to recast Tasha Yar, unfortunately. So you're always going to be comparing the new Tasha Yar to the old one. Jill just left and said, later, Cap. Please keep doing solo chats. Yay. I will, Jill. Don't worry. Especially during this quarantine, I will be doing these solo chats quite a bit whenever I get some free time. I love doing them with you. I love hanging out with you guys. So, Charles Mask, another show with the Sabin intro song he produced along with his musical partner, whose name escapes me. So many 80s and early 90s cartoons theme songs. Also the producer of the Power Rangers. Yeah. Mask. I don't remember the rest, but it's really good. Um, the 80s had some of the best intro songs, not just for television shows like Knight Rider or MacGyver or whatever, but also for or an Airwolf, but also animated cartoons. GI or Generation One Transformers, GI Joe, Thundercats. There's just so many awesome intro songs in the 80s, and they were like a minute and a half long or whatever. Now all show intros are 15 to 30 seconds. It's like, the fuck is that? That's not enough time for anything. Magnum PI was an awesome intro song. The new Magnum PI has it, but it's a very condensed version. But it still holds very true to the original. So that's done well. That's how you do something well. So it can be done. The Starship Mango, gotta go, Captain. It's late in England. Bye. See you later. Have a good night. Sonic Fan 22. Favorite console of this generation? The PlayStation 4. I think that's what you mean. Robert Hartley, $5. Hi, Captain. Any thoughts on why Nicholas Meyer was not invited back to Discovery for season 2? Well, apparently there was a lot of creative differences between him and everybody else on season 1. And then he was rumored that he was going to do his own Star Trek miniseries on Khan or something like that. Never really panned out, but so who knows? Creative differences is probably the reason. Charles, Captain. Oh, Mystery Science Theater 3000. Yes, gotcha. Every episode closed out with the phrase, push the button. It's on Netflix now, so you can catch up on all like 20 seasons. Yeah, I've got some Mystery Science Theater 2000s on DVD downstairs. So, Joe 47. Oh, yeah, later, Cap. All right. MR2PT. Next show should be a Earth Romulan War. What do you think? I don't want to see the Earth Romulan War. I don't care. I'm not a huge fan of the Enterprise era. If that was done properly with Daedalus class ships, like Pacific 201, Eric Henry's Pacific 201, when it comes out, that's kind of, it'll be interesting to see how that turns out. Again, that's another timeline in my opinion. But if it's done well, I mean, I guess, but I want to see new stuff. I don't want to hear about shit that, because we already heard about the Romulan Earth War, and no matter what they do, they're going to fuck it up. They'll do something stupid to fuck it up, to piss us off. And, well, that's, I know that's what we said in canon before, but we're changing it for our show because it's more convenient for us. So this is now canon. Ignore that. That's exactly what they would do. So we need something new that they can't fuck up, which is why Discovery Season 3 sounds exciting, because they're 930 years in the future. And, yeah, that's where I stand with that. So, James Etherson, Mom passed away last week and stepdad has COVID. I had a slight cough 3 weeks ago. It affects everyone differently. You might have had a slight dose of it. Take care. So sorry to hear that, James. And you're right, it does affect everybody differently. So, Charles, Nicholas Meyer's input was not used in Discovery. He left over creative differences. He did an interview panning CBS, which is now nearly impossible to find. That's funny. Nigel says, hey, Captain, tuning in for a minute. Hello. Speaking of tuning in, Tuning 3434 says, won't lie, while I haven't seen the rest of the latest Red Letter Media reviews, how are they handling the COVID in half in the bag was amazing. Yes, with the tape measure, and they had the door all sealed up with the planks, and their hair was all messy. I still haven't seen their, I don't know if they've done the final episodes of Picard yet. I want to see that, see how they do that. Samuel says, well, do you want to see the Romulan War fan film I'm doing CGI on? Many Daedaluses in it. Yes, I do want to see that, of course. But that's a fan film. It's going to hold more true to what things should be like. Plus, it's got some really fantastic ship designs from what I hear. And, some really creative input and ideas. And, actually area appropriate shit. And that's exactly what I want to see. So yes, Samuel. USS Sentinel, please get rid of Alex Kurtzman. I will sign a petition to that effect. Yes. Thribs, I'm good. The novel version is enough for me. I don't know what you're talking about specifically, Thribs. Tuning 3434 at Power543. I've subscribed to your channel, but do you know when it will release, Sam? It won't be on his channel. Anyway, Charles, James, my sympathies for you. A coworker of mine has a set of cousins who had it, and one is in a coma on it. Oh my God, that's awful. I don't want to hear these things in our chat. I know it affects people and you want to talk about it, but this is an escapism for people, so I shouldn't probably read those ones, maybe. Rhode Island, Trekyards, nothing beats the Thundercat theme tune. That's so true. Thunder, 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 Thundercats, ho! People outside will think I'm crazy because I have the window open. Feel the magic, hear the roar. Thundercats are loose. Anyway, it's on my MP3 player. A lot of the old 80s tunes are openings. AC Costello, the captain has a fever, and the only prescription is more Federation. Yes, better than more cowbell. More Federation. Give me them Starfleet ships. I can't do a good Christopher Walken, but yeah. Zeraxis afternoon, folks. Hello, Zeraxis. Tuning 3434 Trekyards. They haven't done the Picard finale yet. I don't know how serious they are treating it, though. That's probably not treating it seriously at all, which is funny in a way, but in the same way, it's also infuriating. Anyway, I'm just looking forward to seeing their review of it. I'm sure they'll have a special finale episode or something. That's why it's taking so long. 87 people here, 91 likes. That's fantastic. Can we get to 95 likes, though? Our 4 of you out there that haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. And don't forget to super chat, guys. If you can super chat, please do. It really helps us out. Cheers me up. Helps out the channel. Cheers Samuel up, even because he is watching. And proves to him that just having a hangout in the title, just hanging out and talking about whatever you guys want to talk about is important to the channel and to the community. I know it doesn't always get views as many as like an on topic, but I do have topics occasionally. So I just want to point out to him that sometimes it's important to just do a hangout. Tim McCaffrey, petitions do nothing, unfortunately. Oh, I know. I was going to say something else, but I'm on a live podcast that's being broadcast around the world on the internet, so I'm not going to say what I wanted to say there. So just Dan23, when do you want the next Star Wars films from 2020 to be set? I don't know. I don't really care. I enjoyed kind of all the Star Wars films except for The Last Jedi. But even parts of that I liked as well. But overall, just what they did to the characters, not a fan. So don't really care. Star Wars is Star Wars. It's kind of hard to fuck Star Wars up. So Rian Johnson, he took some kind of weird class to be able to do it so well. But I don't even think JJ really fucked Star Trek up. The Force Awakens I thought was a fine film. A good return to a Star Wars feeling film. A little bit too similar to A New Hope, I guess. But if he wouldn't have done that, more people would have complained that it didn't feel like Star Wars. So yeah, I don't care. Becky says she would sign the petition as well. Captain Kenny says, hey. Charles, anything Robot Chicken and Thundercats is great. I agree. USS Sentinel, I hate cable news so much. It's bad for my mental health. That's why I never watch the news. I don't give a rat's ass what's going on. I have enough problems with depression. I don't need to be watching the news. I know enough to stay informed, but I don't watch the news and focus on things like politics and all this shit because there's nothing I can do about it in the first place. And why bother with depressing myself more? Sonic Fan 22, have you seen the Superman and Thundercats crossover comic? Yes, I own it. It's downstairs. Zeraxis, still wishing that rebooted Thundercats show hadn't been canceled. 'Twas decent. Yeah, that's also we'll find a way to reboot a series. Done well, handled nicely, true to the original. Great episodes, great show. Zeraxis also says, more cowbell, more Federation. Why not both? Behold, the cowbell starship. Excalibur. There it is, the Excalibur. With Christopher Walken as the captain. Orbit that moon. I can't do it. I'm sorry. It's a bad Christopher Walken impersonation. I'm not good at impersonating a lot of people. Charles says they should have Rom and Cork on Picard. I agree with both of those. Zeraxis Morkial. Oh, we already read that one. Mr. Captain 93. Let's talk the 80s. Not now. We're too late in the stream already. We're an hour in. I'm probably gonna be calling it a wrap soon actually, because the sun is setting. It's gonna start getting darker, and it's not gonna be as good lighting in here. So you got to see my sexy face. The lighting in here is not good enough unless I set up lights, and that's gonna take time. And Anna Rita Nunes. Cheers from Lisbon. Thanks to you, I'm becoming a truly trekker. Follow you, love you, thanks. Well, thank you, Anna. Very much appreciated. Glad to see you, and thank you for the compliment. I mean, hopefully you're learning some things about Star Trek here. Tuning 3434, Trekyards. A few of my parent neighbors got hit with COVID, but all escaped the hospital. Even the way to heavy hearth patients 70 plus 1, catching isn't always the worst case situation, so keep hope. Oh, exactly. Yeah. Captain Kenny, hey Captain, do you think or feel that CBS is missing the ball with new Star Trek Picard merchandise? Yeah, but who's going to buy it? That being said, there's no Discovery merchandise either. I would love a Tilly figure. I would love a Tilly figure, a Lorca figure, a Saru figure. I would get a Rios figure from Picard. I would buy any of the starships, even the La Serena from Diamond Select. I would buy the Discovery as well. I mean, yeah, they are missing the merchandising boat. But at the same time, I think they're also saving their asses, because if they do invest a lot of money into it, it's just going to go nowhere. And it's not going to sell. It's going to be like the new Star Wars toys that were still on the shelves and being sold for $2 on sale, and still nobody's buying them, like Snoke and Rose Tico. They're going to run into that problem. So it's really tough. That's really tough. Let's see. Zeraxis, season 7 of Clone Wars is turning out pretty well so far, in my opinion. I need more Star Wars shows. I need to watch Clone Wars. I really do. Tuning 3434. I don't mind The Force Awakens at all, but it wasn't great. But it hadn't to be. The rest is not so great. Well, the thing that really sticks in my craw about that is the way they treated Luke, and the fact that, well, you can blame JJ, I guess, but the fact that Han and Luke and Leia were never on screen together again, that needed to happen. So, Donnie Pearson, hello Stuart and all, and happy Holy Saturday. Thank you, Donnie. Charles, Suki Levy was Hayam Saban's partner. For a good YouTube time, search out their songs. Also in the Netflix show, The Shows That Made Us, they cover Power Rangers. Great watch, speaking of the 80s. The shows are the Toys That Made Us and the movies that made us are both fantastic series on Netflix. If you haven't watched The Toys That Made Us, go watch it. It is fantastic. What are your thoughts on the Michael Bay Transformers films? The first one wasn't too bad, even though it pissed me off quite a bit at the time. But then seeing what came after it, the first one's not too bad. But then the rest are shit. Michael Bay is not he should not have touched the Transformers franchise. He's a good action movie guy. Like Armageddon was fantastic. I loved it. He does great commercials, but don't touch Transformers. Donnie, sorry for the delay. Since I'm continuing work on my Blender model of what the Enterprise Connie class should have looked like in Star Trek Discovery, my main focus, the saucer. Exciting. Looking forward to seeing that. Mr. Captain 93. JJ versus Enterprise fights TMP Enterprise. Which ship wins? The TMP Enterprise, because it makes a lot more sense. Zeraxis, say Cap, did you see the rebooted Voltron series? If so, what did you think of it? I did. I thought it was great. I didn't watch it all, though. That's something I do need to finish watching. Thanks for reminding me. Eric Epperling, a Girardi figure? I would not want a Girardi figure. No. Zeraxis, for merch, you need actual ship designs, lol. I'll only have a handful of few ships since Discovery premiered. Yeah, unfortunately, it sucks when you're Trekyards. Zerax is same, although I haven't seen the original, to be honest. I really enjoy the reboot a lot. Mr. Captain 93. Trekyards, admit it, you want a sexy Soji figure and dirty old man. You dirty old man. I would love a Sutra figure, yes. Not a Soji figure so much, not a Dodge figure, but the Sutra, the sexy android, absolutely 1000% yes. It would be right beside my Tilly figure. And I am a dirty old man. How'd you know? People that know me know. Skyfall, I think all the latest Star Wars films are very poor. Yeah, a lot of people do, so you're not alone there. Hellrod, I just like Tilly's figure, as do I. Whether she has a figure, an action figure or not, I still like her figure. Charles, oh, never mind. Rhode Island, at Trekyards, as Eric Idle said, always look on the bright side of life. Ba-dum, ba-dum, da-dum, da-dum. At least it's not like where my other friends lives in New York, where they were digging mass burial areas. Well, that went dark really quick from me singing to reading the rest of that. Zerax says, as The Force Awakens, I think a huge problem was actually the prequel reputation. I think it likely became a priority to avoid anything remotely prequelish, but then there wasn't enough. Hello. See, the problem with the sequels is they were missing the George Lucas touch. Say what you will about the prequels, they had a George Lucas feel to them in the way that they were filmed, written, directed, edited, cut. It felt Lucas. You felt Lucas in those films. Maybe not everybody agrees with how they turned out and whether that was a good thing or not, but you did feel the Lucas love and the Lucas vibe there, which was sorely lacking from the sequels. So yeah, unfortunately, we needed more George Lucas. Let's see. Tuning 3434 Trekyards. I really stopped caring about the Transformers movies after 1. I've seen 2 and 3 when it was on TV, but I have zero interest in watching anymore. I've got them all on Blu-ray. I've got them all in 3D. The Last Night in 3D is pretty impressive, but you can't follow the story to save your fucking life, and halfway through you fall asleep because it's kind of boring. But the 3D is super impressive. It's Transformers. I'll still watch them. I'll still buy them. But yeah, whether they're good or not, that's yeah. Eric Epperling, Disney is ignoring George Lucas' vision and ideas, but now George Lucas is back, and he has more creative control now. Kind of a little too little, too late kind of thing, but it's yeah. Sonic Fan 22, have you heard of Channel Awesome? Yeah, I watch Nostalgia Critic all the time. My favorite is I love Tamara. Tamara's never seen. I loved her back when she was like the nerdy geek girl or whatever. Super hyper fangirl. That's it. I love Tamara. It's Tamara, but I know it Tamara in real life, but her name's Tamara. I do love Tamara very much. Sounded very dirty, but no. Yes, very much aware of Channel Awesome. Fun will now commence. A 7 of 9 figure. Well, I have one downstairs from QMX. So, Zeraxis, agreed. George Lucas may have some issues directing, but he's amazing at world building, and the sequel trilogy had no consistency or world building, basically. Totally agree. USS Sentinel, please don't kill me, Cap, but I like the Enterprise theme song. So do I. I love Faith of the Heart. I sing it all the time. I got it on my MP3 player. I think it's a good song. I didn't like it as a Star Trek theme for the first half of season 1. Then I kind of grew on you. And it's like, yeah, this is very appropriate. And then hearing Doug Drexler talking about how he loves that's the theme song because of what the show means and what it's about. And it's like, yeah, it's totally appropriate. But at the time I was thinking, yeah, we need a Star Trek theme for this because this is not Star Trek. But yeah, it's definitely grows on you. So I'm not going to kill you. Don't worry. Charles, I met Eric Idle and took a picture with him. Evidently, that is a huge deal as he does not take pictures with people. His manager told me he doesn't do it often. We had a good conversation. Well, that is awesome. He was very nice. That is also awesome. Good to hear. Ryan K. liked the prequels for the most part. Episode 2 was kind of meh for me. Byron Chandler, I personally love all the Star Trek series, and where Voyager and Picard fell short, I forgive due to playing Star Trek Online and its loose canon at best. Yeah. But it's fun. and bringing the old characters in with good storylines, whether it's good canon or not, it's fun. Zaraxis. Meanwhile, I'm sitting over here just happy with that Harmony Gold won't be able to hold so tightly to Pat Labor and stuff like Macross, so we can finally get some more great content there. Talking about something I don't know anything about. So, Charles, we talked Tim Cook Rice and Marty Feldman and pre Monty Python stuff. He really appreciated that, as they tend to do. You know, I hate having to like talk about something that I personally don't give a shit about when I'm interviewing somebody, just to have them kind of be like, oh, this person, you know, I'm not talking about the same old thing, but that's the only reason I'm there, because I want to hear about Star Trek, you know. So, Zeraxis, I agree. The Enterprise theme song is actually pretty good. Enterprise is sort of a weird show, though. Has some dramatic ups and downs, but overall, it's good. For something that breaks canon, it also fits so well. Exactly. That whole sentence just summed up my thoughts on Enterprise. Perfect. Dan 23, the TNG was taken from the motion picture. Yep. What's the point? What point are you trying to make, Dan? Tuning 3434, is channel awesome still kosher? I kind of unsubbed after the whole controversy popped up and sticked with SF Debris and like our only. It's still kosher. That whole controversy, as some people say, or controversy, didn't dissuade me. I was just like, oh, that sucks for them. Oh, well, it'll blow over. It's fine. I don't unsub from channels. Even if I've only unsubbed from one channel ever in my whole YouTube history, and that was from Keemstar because he's a fucking idiot. Everybody else, whether they piss me off or not, they're always still on the subscribe list. Doomcock, Midnight's Edge, they're all there. I see their videos come up from time to time. I just choose not to watch them, but I still like to keep an eye on what they're doing. So to unsub from a channel is fucking stupid. It's just dumb. Because somebody said something that pissed you off, if there was some kind of controversy, I'm going to unsub from your channel. Oh, sorry, we didn't notice your one unsub when we have 14 million subscribers. Even if 100,000 people do it, it's still like, oh, that's shitty. Bye. You know, so. Zeraxis, wait, has Cat not seen any of the Robo? I've seen some of the Macross stuff. This must be solved. It's what could be cooler than an F-14 knockoff that turns into a robot? Oh, I know. I've got one of them on DVD, but it's all subtitled, which I fucking can't stand because I want to watch the show. I don't want to read. But yeah, I have seen some Macross stuff. Plus Jetfire from Transformers, obviously. Charles says, how about a life on all XBS, including Picard? What will happen to them on the XBs? Alive on all XBs, including Picard. Well, that's what season 2 is hopefully going to be about. Fun will not commence. They did a live about that, about what's going to happen on the Borg Cube. Yes. Edward Fleming, Trekyards. Question: should CBS All Access do a Trek series based on the Excelsior with another actor as Sulu and George Takei doing voiceover, remembering that over that time as Sulu? Absolutely no. Please don't. For multiple reasons. Just don't. Zerash, I've really seen any. I'm not going to read that because I don't know what Pat Labur is. Whatever. Would you prefer that the next start? This is Sunbeam Blue Cat. Would you prefer that the next Star Trek? What would you prefer the next Star Trek movie be? JJ Star Trek 4, Tarantino 18, rated film 3, a TV movie, or something else? I'd love to see a Pike movie with Anson Mount would be great. I'd love to see JJ's Star Trek 4. Beyond was good. I like the cast overall. Have a few issues with some people. But I would like to see another JJ movie for sure. And the Tarantino film really intrigued me. I would have loved to see what came out of that. Not going to happen now, I don't think, but Zeraxis, yeah, agree. I mostly stay subbed, not like they get money from just being a sub. if I'm not watching their videos, it's the same thing. Hell, I'm still subbed to Thor Reloaded. Exactly. The only thing, if you unsub from a small channel like us, we'll never get to 100,000 subscribers. I just want 100,000 subscribers and the silver play button, and then I'll be like, I've achieved something. We'll never get to 1 million with the gold. I mean, I would love to, but we never will. And once you hit 100,000, then you kind of get more subscribers coming in because they kind of push you a little bit more and kind of builds up faster. But I hate channels that have blown right by us to get to 100,000, and we're still sitting here like, because people unsubbed from us because we talked about Discovery. It's not real Star Trek. Don't talk about it. Fuck off. So whatever. It is what it is. Tune in 3434 Trekyards. I choose how I spend my limited spare time. If I unsub from channels, I do not with so support anymore. Coming from a guy that tries to combine 5 hours dry docks with unfinished London. Combined 5 hours dry docks with unfinished London. I don't know what that means. Darth Maul, Trekyards. Was there an alternate theme for TNG before they went with it? I have no idea. Dan23, I thought Tarantino's Star Trek was canceled. It was. Zeraxis would also love to see a fourth Kelvin Star Trek movie. Beyond was excellent, in my opinion. My favorite of the movies, to be honest. Yep, totally agree. Beyond was fantastic. It felt like a Star Trek movie. Tuning 3434. Again, I don't care about this Pal Tapar shit. But no, Beyond was great, and the reason it didn't do well was everybody's boycotting the movies. So you boycott it, they come up with something good, and it doesn't do well and underperforms, so they don't make another one. Again, boycotting is stupid. You're destroying your franchises. Because Star Trek 3 Beyond was so much better, Star Trek Beyond was so much better than Into Darkness and the first 2009 film, all those jackasses that boycotted it for whatever reason, I forget what the boycott thing was about at that point, but it's like, I'll go see the movie 3 times in the theater just to fucking counterbalance your boycott. Like, again, just whatever. Whatever, it's fine. Craig, S23, 2 pounds. See, Commander, this is why the captain's the captain. Why, what did I do? JGG1701, do you think we'll be able to get the rest of the QMX TOS figures? I don't know. I don't know. Charles Anarowitz says, have you heard streaming dates on any of the other shows yet? Nope. Tuning 3434. But I am mostly a UC Gundam fan, to be Hones. It's supposed to be honest. Anyway, guys, and William Mann is here. He says N8. I don't know what that means. But guys, we've been doing this for about an hour and a half. I'm going to call it a wrap because the sun is setting. The lighting's getting really weird in here. It's starting to bounce off my iPad, as you can see. Got the lens flares, the JJ lens flares going on. Let's see. Come on. Oh, there we go. Right over my face. There we go. So, and this has been Tales from the Dark Side of the Force. The dark side of Star Trek. Anyway, yeah. So since the lighting's getting shitty, I'm going to call it quits for today. So thank you very much for joining me. Fairly good super chats, kind of below average, but that's okay. But 106 likes and 76 of you still here, so that's awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you had fun, and I will be doing more of these live solo chats and just hangouts with you guys because they're so much fun. So just stay tuned for them. A lot of them are impromptu. A lot of them won't be scheduled. They just kind of pop up. So just keep an eye on your YouTube feed, I guess, and stay subscribed. Whether we piss you off or not, stay subscribed so that you can make fun of the content we are making. Anyway, guys, I think that's it for now. Thank you very much for joining me, and have a good one. Samuel, take care of yourself. I'll see you on Monday sometime. I'm not getting up early, so don't even suggest it. Plus, I have something to do tomorrow on Monday morning before noon. But anyway, so I will see you guys later. Have a good one, and stay awesome. Live long and prosper, guys. Bye. Yeah, everybody stay safe. That's another important thing. Thank you, AC Costello. Everyone stay safe out there. Bye.